Three, two, one.
Now hands down. Back up, back up. Tell me what you're gonna do now. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. What? Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Come on. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Yeah. Keep rolling, 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 rolling.
Back up, everyone, and welcome to our first podcast from TryRolling.com. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to our wonderful listeners out there.
All three, or all of the countries in the world that are going to be listening to TryRolling Podcast, the number one podcast, gaming podcast on the internet right now.
New and freshly baked.
Fresh from the oven.
As fresh as fresh grass.
It's pretty fresh.
I do like smoking a bit of fresh grass on the morning.
Oh, you shouldn't say that.
It's fine, mate. It's not like this is being recorded or anything.
No. Right, so what we're going to be discussing on this week's podcast is games that we've been playing. So, what have you been playing, Joe?
Well, I've basically only been playing Players Unknown, to be honest. Bit of Persona 5 on the side, but mostly that PvP action.
That PvP action. Is PlayerUnknown's on PC, right?
Yeah, PlayerUnknown is exclusive to PC at the moment. They may be bringing it to PS4 and Xbox at some point, but only once they have developed the game fully on PC and there's no bugs or anything like the incredibly crap tick rate that they currently have.
Oh, right. To me, it looks like a lot of PC games that seem to be coming out recently. They're like what are they now? Like kind of like the battle arena kind of games.
A lot have been coming out in general. You've got games like H1Z1 kind of thing, which was originally a kind of zombie survival that ended up being a King of the Hill game.
Oh.
Yeah, which they're very similar, but H1Z1 is much more arcadey. You get really off-the-wall skins. You can probably ride unicorns and shit. I've not really played it,
right,
to be honest, but Players Unknown is a much more realistic version of that, and hopefully they won't ever introduce any kind of buy-to-look stupid skins. It would ruin the realism of the game, to be perfectly honest.
No, I see what you mean.
Player Unknown, its strength is its ability to create a realistic atmosphere that ends up getting your adrenaline kind of pounding when you're trying to look through a door and there's a possibility that there's someone in there that's going to kill you and ruin your 30 minutes of playtime and everything you've done up until.
How does it actually like completely delete basically what you've been working to get for that time?
So basically in Player Unknown, you all start in a plane and there's 100 of you on the map.
Oh.
So you go along the map in the plane and you can drop out at any point. You parachute down and you land on the ground. No one has anything at this point. No one has any weapons.
You got friends? Have you got friends?
You can do it alone in duos, or you can do it as a squad of up to 4 players at the moment, basically.
Oh, right, cool.
Once you're on the ground, you can find weapons and things in different houses. There's places that have better loot than others, so everyone kind of goes to those spots and congregates, and ends up just it being a massive fucking firefight. People smacking each other in the face with pans.
Realism.
Realism, yeah.
At the forefront of this game.
Well, the people that made it originally came from Arma, and obviously Arma is a very realistic PC game. It comes from an Arma mod that was kind of what inspired it.
Right.
A mod by the same kind of name. And basically, once you've looted up, and if you've survived the first wave of people that would have probably tried to kill you, you have to make your way to the next kind of area, because the map shrinks as the game goes along. You basically have this kind of force field that comes in and kills you if you get beyond it.
Okay.
So you have to try and stay inside the force field, and the force field slowly contracts until it becomes a tiny little circle. And that forces the gameplay area to get smaller and smaller and kind of
forces you to fight each other.
Yeah, it forces everyone to come together. So, the game has to end at some point. Each game lasts about 40 minutes or so, because that's how long it takes for the circle to shrink to the exact kind of middle. And by the time it's shrunk, to its tiniest point, it's the size of a room. It's tiny. Like,
Oh, right, I see.
and you just have to survive until the end, basically, kill everyone else. So if you're in a squad, everyone but your squad has to die.
Oh, nice one.
It's a fun game. It's very fun. And it's the kind of burst of adrenaline that I think makes everyone enjoy it so much.
Oh, I see.
It's nothing
Cool.
quite as fun as it.
What was the other game you said you were playing?
Persona 5, I've been playing that on PS4 as well. It's a really fun, different type of RPG. A lot of RPGs are very dense, kind of convoluted, but this one it's stylish to the max, basically.
Yeah, I thought it was. Isn't Persona basically you're in a school?
So it's a combination of kind of slice of life where you are indeed a high school student, but
Right.
then you can go into this thing called the metaverse, where you can enter people's hearts basically and steal
Right.
steal the bad parts out of it. So you can change someone's heart, turning them from someone that's a nasty person into someone that regrets the kind of things that they've done, and they usually end up confessing, kind of thing, and trying to turn their life around after you've done it. So
Right.
during the day you're a school student, during the evening
You're a
or
superhero?
whenever you want to go into the metaverse, yeah, you're a superhero that slays demons inside people's hearts.
Right. Cool.
It's completely different to any other RPG that I've played before. I haven't played the other Personas, but anything like Skyrim or Final Fantasy, that kind of RPG, is very different. And if you haven't played an RPG before, or you've played an RPG and kind of gone, oh, this isn't for me, it's too convoluted, it's too boring, Persona 5 is completely different. So even if you've not got into RPGs before, I'd still say give it a shot, watch some videos on it at least.
Cool. Well, the recent games that I've played, I mean, this is going back as far as February, but Resident Evil 7, you giving that a go?
We played it at one point, didn't we? Went through it as co-op.
Co-op?
Yeah, Resident Evil 7. Did we do co-op on that?
It's single player, mate.
It's Oh, the new one. The horror game, basically, the PT clone.
Yeah, well, it's not a PT clone. It's miles better. It blows everything out of the water. Outlast, you name it. This is the first-person horror game. Like, they brought it back.
So you've quite enjoyed it, in other words.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, it was really good. Well, Resident Evil 7, basically what that game does is it gives you the same sense of playing the first games again. Very, very tense. A lot of backtracking in the game, and it's not as linear. It is. You do have to follow like a set path, but it's not as linear. You can basically go wherever you want in the Baker's mansion. That's the evil family in the the game. But it brings the spooks back.
I didn't even realise that, to be honest. I thought it was completely linear from the gameplay that I've seen. So you can kind of go back and forth between the different areas.
Oh yeah, of course. Like, obviously there's classic Resident Evil like save points and stuff, but you can go wherever you want in the mansion and do whatever you want, kind of thing. But I mean, the path that you have to follow is very linear. But no, yeah, it is a good game, and there's free DLC coming soon for it, I think.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, need to go.
So you've finished that then? You've been all the way through it?
Yeah. You can tell though when the game is good, and I had this feeling with like The Witcher 3. You can tell the game's good when you finish it and you're like, I want more. Where's the other content that I don't have?
I always feel a bit empty after finishing a really, really good game, to be perfectly honest. I feel like I'm missing something.
It's like, oh mate, where's this in my life? Where's it gone?
Yeah. You become so invested in the story that it just becomes a part of your everyday routine, kind of thing.
Exactly. That was the same with The Witcher. Like, I was so into these characters, and that when it ended, I was like, no, where's the next episode? Yeah. More recently, I've been playing Team Ninja's Neo.
Yeah, I played a bit of that too, actually.
Very difficult game.
I've heard that. I mean, I died several times during the
Yeah.
first level.
It's I'd say it's on par with Dark Souls difficulty, but sped up gameplay wise.
Which makes it harder, surely.
Yeah, no,
Speeding
well,
it
yeah, I think so. Like, there's more margin for error in Neo because you're running around the level. The boss fights are always hectic, and like sometimes you can be fighting two bosses at once, and it's just like it's way too much to handle.
So an Stein and Smaug kind of deal.
Yeah, it isn't. It isn't like Ornstein and Smoke. Like you can, I think you can manage that quite well, and obviously you can summon people in to help you. Whereas in these like 2-on-1 fights, there's no summoning. You have to face them alone, and they're OP as hell. So you'd have to grind out the levels to the max to be able to even stand a chance at these, and that's kind of the biggest flaw with the game. I think whereas Dark Souls, it kind of feels like a smooth progression. Neo, it's like, oh, I need armor that's at level 40, or I need a weapon that can do this much damage to even stand a chance. Do you know what I mean?
So it's a bit more grindy.
Yeah, I'd say so. I would say so. There's a lot in Neo where you need to be like, right, I need to get my level up, or I need to get this level gear to be able to progress. And it's like, it does kind of kill the progression a little bit, but if you're really into the game, you shouldn't really find a problem.
Does that mean it relies less on skill and more on the numbers of the armor and the weapons that you've got compared to Dark Souls? Because I know in Dark Souls you can complete the entire game with a short sword if you really want to.
Yeah. I would say that does play a part. Like, I mean, well, it doesn't because I mean the combat, you need to be skilled at the game to beat some of these bosses. You need to know what you're doing. You need to use magic. You need to you need to use the ninjutsu. You need to you need to know what you're doing with the mechanics of the game. So you do need to be skilled at it. But there are some fights in the game that I found towards the end game where even at a high level, even after completing the game, so you're good enough to beat the game. Even after that, there's some side missions where it's just like, wow, the difficulty just ramped up like to the max, and I need better equipment than I finished the game with, essentially.
Oh, okay, I see. So there's giant jumps in difficulty. Throughout the game. Okay.
Yeah, which does kind of take away from the experience, because I mean, I'm all for a difficult game, but when it feels cheap, it kind of takes away.
Yeah, well, there's different ways to implement difficulty, isn't there? One of the great things about Dark Souls is how they do that. They don't implement it by simply scaling numbers up and making it take 2 hours to kill a boss. They do it through a kind of, you die and then you learn how to deal with what you died to.
Yeah. Unless you're fighting the ancient dragon boss, but we're not going to talk about
that. That is not mentioned. Do not talk
that
about
never
that
exists.
boss
That's not even a boss. Doesn't exist.
It's a curse, not a boss.
Yeah.
I didn't even manage to kill that. I never killed that in my playthrough.
Onto Dark Souls Ringed City.
Smooth
transition.
Good DLC.
Yeah.
Very good DLC.
Yeah, I mean, both of the DLCs that have come out have been well made, but it's again, for me, it's the same. It's the feeling of The Witcher 3, where it's like, where's the rest of it?
I'd say it's a step above, to be honest, a step above the last DLC that we got.
Yeah, There's more explanation as to what's going on, and I mean, the actual content itself, I think, is better.
I agree.
When you finish it, it's like, is there going to be another DLC? Because I need more explanation, I need more story, do you know what I mean?
That's kind of the thing about Dark Souls, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it leaves a lot of questions open.
Yeah, you get to figure it out yourself. That's half the fun.
Yeah.
Some people were in fact complaining that they got too much lore in the DLC, and they'd rather it was less obvious what was happening.
All right. Yeah, well, I think one of the biggest, with just Dark Souls 3 in general, one of the biggest shock twists with the lore, spoiler alert by the way, is that you go through the first and second game thinking, Solaire, my boy Solaire, he's the son of Gwyn. No, wait, no he's not.
I was devastated.
Exactly, yeah. You think, oh, he's the firstborn. No, he's not. It's the Nameless King. And you're like, what? Who is this guy? Where did he come from? Oh, he rides a giant dragon and spears lightning in your face. Oh, this is the guy. Okay.
He was a worthy boss. To be fair, he
It-
was a worthy boss.
He was the hardest boss in the game, I thought.
Yeah, I agree. I agree definitely.
So if you've yet to play Dark Souls 3, good luck with that one. If you're struggling, get 4 people in, gank his face off.
Yeah, drive finger it up. That's how you deal with a hard boss.
Yeah. No, cool. And then finally, for me, the other game I've been playing, apart from the obvious ones, is Sniper Elite 4. Gave it a try. I'm just going to say now, didn't like it. Like, I've not played past like the second level. I only got it, kind of like on a loan basis to try it out, and I'm not feeling it.
I'm surprised actually. I saw quite a few gameplay videos I've looked over, and it seems like quite a fun game to me.
I gave it a good shot. I mean, I usually like games like this, but I mean, it's a game where it's like it builds itself as a stealth game, but it's not a stealth game.
That's what I don't get. How is it not a stealth game? Like,
You can't be stealthy. Like, you get to like a church vantage point or something, take out a soldier with your sniper rifle, and then everybody in the area knows exactly where you are. So it becomes a routine of find a vantage point, shoot, bail, find another one, shoot, and it's kind of the same gameplay all the way through. It gets a bit...
I can imagine the gameplay getting a bit samey, but
Yeah, and there's not really any... If you've not played the other 3 games, which I haven't, there is no explanation, no backstory. Well, very little. You are generic soldier. You are in this particular war at this time. Go snipe guys.
I say, to be honest, some people probably prefer that in a game. They don't want to worry about the backstory or anything like that. They just want to
Well,
kind of get those slow motion sniper shots of them shooting
Yeah,
someone
that-
through the kneecap. And
to be fair to the game, that is the coolest thing about Sniper Elite 4. The nail the kills, basically.
that's
You
what
get
carries the game.
Oh yeah. You get a sniper shot on somebody like 5,000 meters away or whatever, and you see the bullet going straight through their eyeball or through their kneecap. It's pretty cool. But I mean, other than that, that is the game. It's a simple game. That is it.
So if you want to play stealth in that game, basically you just have to sneak through and take out the target without taking out anyone else.
If you want to sneak through the game, you can't shoot.
Yeah, you can only shoot
Yeah.
to kill the target, right? And then does the mission end? So that counts as a full stealth playthrough, or
Yeah.
do you have to kill them?
Yeah. Well, in the first mission, you get multiple targets, and once they've all been taken out, then it's mission over, mission complete.
Oh, so you have multiple targets sometimes.
Yeah. There's I mean, in the first mission, it's like go to this point A, go to point B, and then like plant the bombs, and then take out the
okay.
final target.
Okay, fair enough. So you probably have to kill people with melee, that kind of thing, if you want to be stealthy.
Yeah. Either that or make sure that there's no one around when you shoot, but that's almost impossible. So I mean, I ended up spending a lot of my playthrough just being like, shoot one guy in the head, oh that worked out fine. Shoot second guy in the head, oh wait no, everybody knows where you are. Run around, run and gun like a madman. Yeah, just finish this mission, get at the end.
Yeah.
So
I'm OCD with my stealth games. Games like Dishonored, titles like that, I will be utterly stealthy. I want all of the ghost trophies. I want every level completed without ever being detected. No kills.
You're a perfectionist then.
I'm a perfectionist when it comes to stealth games, definitely. So
Yeah.
when it comes to Sniper Elite 4, I wouldn't be shooting. Basically, from the sounds of it.
But it says there's in the title, sniper. Come on, shoot, bang bang.
It'd be more like Melee Man.
Melee
for
man,
me. My game should probably be called Melee Elite.
Melee elite,
Yeah. So if that's how you do it stealthy, that's how I'd have to do it.
knife elite 4.
But the mission does end once you kill the target with the sniper, right? So you can melee everyone else and then shoot the last guy.
I'm assuming you can do it that way. Yes.
Okay. That's better than it could be. Alright.
Yeah. Moving on.
Mhm.
Yeah. Crash Bandicoot. Does that mean anything to you?
I played all the old Crash Bandicoot games, indeed.
Well, there's a new one coming out, Joe.
A new one?
It's an old one, but it's a new one.
So it's a remake.
It's
a remake.
In the truest sense of the word, yeah. It's like a ground-up remake of the original 3 games.
You got me excited there for a little bit, James.
What do you mean I got you excited? Why are you still not excited?
Why make a remake of it when they can make an entirely new one? It doesn't make sense.
No, shush your mouth.
Are they remaking all of them?
They made Crash of the Titans or something. Yeah, that crashed all right. Crash of the Titans. Let's not have a Crash Bandicoot that talks and got tattoos and stuff. No, that's no Activision. That's not where we want it to go. The original Naughty Dog Crash Bandicoot games were the best.
Oh, I agree.
Exactly. So the game remade, mate. The Crash Insane trilogy.
All three are being remade then.
Exactly. Yeah. It's going to be an instant purchase for myself.
No, I'll be buying that too. I'll be going through that definitely.
I think the only thing that's missing is the Crash Team Racing. That would be awesome remastered.
Was that game good? I never got to play that.
Oh, Crash Team Racing is the best racing game of all time. This is going to be me dropping a bomb right now. Crash Team Racing is better than Mario Kart. Simple.
Wow.
Yep, I'm going there.
I wonder how many people disagree with that.
Probably a lot.
I have heard actually that it's the best Crash Bandicoot game. It's the racing game, which I did not expect.
Exactly. Yeah. Usually racing games of like popular cartoon, series is usually they're like the trash end, the most forgettable game in the series. But no, not Crash Team Racing. It's amazing.
Yeah, different series always make a spin-off racing game.
Exactly.
Kind of a mini grab, and it's always terrible.
Can you remember Jak and Daxter's racing game? No, because it was terrible. Incidentally made by the same studio, but hey,
Can't always get the magic done.
Can't win them all. No, but Crash Team Racing is up there. Oh man.
Am I the only one that found Crash Bandicoot games really hard, as well?
No, the original. Oh yeah, there were some levels which they made you sweat like crazy. The ones with like the giant boulder that used to come down and you used to have to run away from it. And your palms were sweaty then. I'm telling you,
These games were so hard back in the day. Spyro as well. Spyro was impossible.
They were quite difficult.
Like when I was young. I play them now and it's easy as can be. But when I was younger, probably as you could play more games, you probably get better at them in general. That's probably why I find it easier. But they're still fairly difficult even now.
Yeah, but Crash Team Racing remastered with online multiplayer. Can you imagine that? That'd be awesome.
That would be good.
That would be awesome.
That would be good.
But no, yeah, Crash Insane Trilogy. You've got Crash 1, Crash 2, and then Crash 3 Warped.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I hope they keep split screen though. If they do online multiplayer, they should have split screen as well.
Oh yeah, it's a staple, isn't it? They've got to have the local multiplayer in there as well.
Yeah, not many games do that anymore, but I do hope they put that in. I hope they think about that.
Oh yeah, totally. So, Joe,
Hello.
E3, it's days away.
It is indeed. Well, it starts at 8 tonight.
See, what? Does it?
I believe so.
Really?
8, yeah.
Oh, damn. Is that like Bethesda and that?
No, Bethesda are later on, I believe.
I see.
I'll have to check. So don't take my word on that, guys.
No. That's good. It's cool.
I did hear it starts at 8.
Hey, it's literally round the corner then. So,
yeah.
Is there any games that you want to see at E3 that you want to see more of?
Are there any that I don't want to see? There are quite a few for both PC and PS4 that I want to see more of, to be honest. One of the things I would love is if Total War Warhammer 2 is coming out soon. They have 3 races already revealed, but they're hiding a 4th. Everyone thinks it's going to be Skaven, which are these little rat men, probably a lot of people's favourite faction, to be perfectly honest. They have things like they can shoot these green laser bolts, not exactly laser bolts. It's this kind of, I believe it's called warp.
Wait. Pause a sec. this is coming from a guy who has never played Total Warhammer. I don't know what it is. I don't know anything about it. There's a species of rat men that can shoot green lasers from their eyes.
Not from their eyes.
What is this
they
game?
They are not all Superman or Cyclops. They do not shoot laser from their eyes.
What is this game?
It would take me a very, very long time to go through the lore of the Warhammer universe. And I used to play it when I was a kid, so I've had a long time to go through the lore of the Warhammer universe. Basically, it's an RTS. Have you ever played any Total War game?
No. I haven't.
You need to get yourself a Total War game.
I don't have a PC, so...
You can use your laptop to run most of them. I wouldn't worry about it. The old ones, you'd be able to run on that. I used to play Total War Shogun 2 on my laptop.
Alright.
It's not a particularly good one, so you may be able to.
Cool.
Anyway,
So-
it's an RTS basically where you have.
I'm just about to say 60
different
seconds, break it
factions.
down.
Different factions. Are you timing me? Am I being timed?
Well, just because I don't want to go through like the entire history of this game and it be like 10 hours later.
In the beginning,
Okay.
there were these ones called Old Ones. There were these beings called Old Ones.
There's always a being called an old one. I don't know what
There are
it is.
indeed. They created the young races, the lizardmen first. They created the lizardmen.
The
They
lizard
will
man.
carry out the Old Ones' great plan. They created the High Elves, and the Lizardmen and the Old Ones taught the High Elves magic, how to control the winds of change, the winds of magic.
Right. The lizard man.
If I keep on going that way, it will take me hours to explain it.
Okay.
So back to the 60 seconds. It's an RTS game. You start on a campaign map. You can move your factions around. You pick one race to play, and you try and conquer the other factions.
Oh, damn. I had completely the wrong end of the stick. So it's it's like a total war game where you move your armies around kind of thing.
Yes, you're looking from a top-down perspective.
Yeah. Oh, right, cool.
And then when two armies meet, you move onto a different map and you play out the battle. You slaughter the other army, or get your army slaughtered.
I see. Right. Okay. Cool.
Basically, they have three races already revealed: the Lizardmen, the High Elves, and
Is that actually their name? The lizard men.
the Lizardmen. Yes, the first
That's
race of Warhammer, chronologically.
That's cool.
They
shoot
have
lasers.
giant dinosaurs, and some of the dinosaurs do have things on their backs that can shoot lasers.
Oh, nah, I need to get this game. I need to get this game.
I
The
should-
lizard
I should
men
actually
have
do-
dinosaurs that can shoot lasers. That sounds
Yeah.
kick-ass.
They basically have these solar flowers on their backs, and the solar flowers collect energy and shoot them out as a laser beam.
That's pretty awesome.
It is pretty awesome. And I'm hoping at E3 that we get to see who the Force race is. Everyone says it's Skaven. The trailers do kind of hint that it will be Skaven, because we've seen some little rats kind of running
The laser
around. Little sneaky rats. Laser rats, yeah, they're shooting lasers from their eyes everywhere. But the other race could be something else. I hope it's not. I hope it's Skaven.
Cool. So when's that coming out then, or is there no release date on that yet?
I believe it's coming out sometime this year. I hope it is, because they've stopped releasing DLC for the first one. So hopefully it will be releasing quite soon. But then they haven't told us the fourth race yet. Still, they're kind of keeping that under wraps as a surprise. So honestly, if it's not Skaven, everyone's going to be a bit disappointed.
So there's no other faction where it'd be like, oh mate, they're dope. It's Skaven or nothing.
For me, yeah, it's Skaven
right.
or nothing. There are some that you could do. I think there's an Ogres faction. There's the Tomb
Right.
Kings.
Shrek. Get Shrek in.
Yeah, it's just an army of Shreks, basically. Shrek is.
Do they have donkeys that fire lasers?
Donkey. No, sadly not. Sadly not.
Okay.
Unless there's been some kind of roster update that I haven't heard of, but I doubt it. I probably hope that they don't have donkeys that fire lasers, to be honest.
Donkey DLC.
I'm hoping that that's what happens anyway.
Cool. Any more games that you're looking forward to seeing?
I'm sure one we're both looking forward to seeing would be Last of Us Part 2.
Oh yeah,
I'm quite excited for that one.
that looks awesome. I mean, all that we've seen so far is a CG trailer, but it's enough to get you hyped.
Yeah, if we see something like a gameplay,
Oh yeah,
that
awesome.
would be wonderful. I want to see how it plays.
Yeah, I think the whole premise of Last of Us 2 it's shifting control away from Joel and moving on to Ellie.
Joel, let's
As the
face
main
it, is probably going to die.
I would say so, yes.
Joel is probably going to die at some point. Hopefully before Ellie finds out what he did in the first game, the end of the first game.
Yeah.
I won't say in case anyone's not played it yet. You should go and play the first game. The first game
Yeah, it
is
is awesome.
amazing.
It's a game.
Yeah, it has very emotional plot twists in it.
It does. It does.
And you have to make some hard decisions as a character. The character has to make some hard decisions.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the original Last of Us, it's like a cinematic experience. But I think it does this well. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not bashing it, but it does it well. Like, it seems like transfers from generic shooter guy going through a mission to this really emotional, story experience. And I mean, I'm not bashing it, saying it's generic third person shooter game. But it does that well. The gameplay and the story do go, quite well together. And I mean, it doesn't get boring. It's not slow paced. And I think this second one, if they do it well, if they do this transition from Joel to Ellie, and and they show us that what happens next, I do think it'll be a good game.
Yeah, I agree with what you say. The main thing that makes it such a good game is definitely the pacing.
Yeah.
I always thought it was about to end, basically. I spent the entire game hoping that the next area was not where it would end. Because I did not want that game to end. I was very sad when it did.
What's your one memory? Like, what's the one thing that sticks out in your mind when you think of Last of Us, like your experience with Last of Us? Because I've got mine.
Mine is the giraffe. When the giraffe comes up.
No, that's mine!
Oh no! Come on, you got to steal that.
Mine.
That was such a wonderful bit. I don't know how they did it.
It was good.
But there are magic moments in games, and I reckon most of the people you ask about Last of Us will have that as one of their favourite scenes. And I don't quite understand where the magic for it comes from. It's a giraffe. You're stroking a giraffe.
It comes out of nowhere, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't understand the atmosphere that they managed to create during that scene that made it so good.
It was good. I think it's because it went from, you've just gone from, fighting people, your character's like exhausted, and you come to this open bit of a building, and then suddenly you've just got giraffes walking through, and it's like, whoa,
That's probably it, actually. It's the contrast between the darkness and the violence of everything else, how bleak the world is, and suddenly you have this burst of something relatable that happens in our world, but also something, kind of incredibly touching, incredibly beautiful.
Where did that come from,
Yeah. You're not expecting it. You're not expecting the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it obviously helps that it's wonderfully animated.
Yeah. No, yeah, like I say, it's like a cinematic experience. It looks almost like a movie.
Yeah. How good that scene looks is one of the reasons it does so well there. Definitely. And the musical score that goes along with it.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
One of the best parts.
It was really good, yeah.
Indeed. What are you hoping to see in The Last of Us Part 2 then? Are you hoping they change anything? Any of the mechanics?
Yes and no, I'd say. I want them to keep as much of Last of Us, the first one, in as possible. But they're obviously going to have to change a few things if they do the shift from Joel to Ellie as the main character.
Yeah.
Like, the sneaking parts, like, I can imagine Ellie being better at sneaking than Joel, obviously because Joel's this honking, beast of a man.
He's now old as well.
Yeah,
He's
dude. Well,
creepy.
yeah, there is that. But what for instance, you can make a shiv with Joel and like insta kill someone, and that works because it's Joel. But with Ellie, like it's gonna have to be a bit different, and they're gonna have to work it a bit different. Like in the first one as well, she hunts like with a bow.
Yeah.
It's not something that Joel did. He had like his bang bang guns. So do you know what I mean? There are certain things that I do think they're gonna have to do differently.
I don't know how they're going to do it. They might do it so that we swap between characters. They did that,
Maybe.
obviously, in the first one.
I would say what they're gonna do is you're gonna play as Joel until he dies.
Maybe. Well, I mean,
I think
that's
that's
kind of what
it.
happened in the first, isn't it?
Well,
Swap characters at a certain point.
well, yeah.
Mm. I hope they don't make it open world. Open world
No,
would ruin the way they'd done the first one.
Yeah, it needs to be a condensed story experience.
Yeah, open areas, but a linear area progression, basically.
Yeah, like the
Kind of
first.
like the first one, yeah. You can scavenge, you can find things, you can feel free within the area that you're in, so you don't feel constrained. You're not in a
Yeah,
corridor.
definitely.
Well, you are in a corridor, but the corridor is a big corridor. As opposed to a tiny corridor where you end up feeling claustrophobic, like in a lot of
Yeah.
other games that do the same thing.
Yeah, I hope they keep the same. We're talking about the contrast as well, but I hope they keep the same sense of tension as well with like the clickers. Like you can hear them like behind a wall or something, and it's like,
they definitely did that well.
Yeah, I've got to progress super slowly through this area, and like the dread that you feel
Yeah.
needs to stay the same, I think.
I played it on hard, and it definitely made the atmosphere a lot better because you die in one hit. Like the clickers.
Yeah, definitely.
I think on easy you die in 1 to certain types of clickers, right? If they get up and melee you and you don't have a shiv.
If they grab you, it's over.
Yeah, so the shivs were your counter, right? If one grabbed you with a shiv, you could stop them, but... Yeah. They need to keep that. No damage bar or anything like that. Just if you get hit, you're either injured or you're down. And kind of the clickers take you out in 1.
Yeah. Did you think anything of the online component to Last of Us, or did you not?
I played it a bit. Yeah, I played it a bit. It wasn't obviously the shining part of it. It was quite fun for a few hours, and kind of got a bit boring after that.
Yeah.
They could expand on that in the second one, as long as I just hope they don't put too much focus on that and then diminish from what they're doing in the story.
Yeah, I do think it's, to be like brutally honest, if it would compromise the story, I would be perfectly happy with online just not even existing for The Last of Us 2.
Yeah, I didn't realise that it existed in the first one for quite some time, to be honest. I opened up the menu and was like, wait, what? This game has a multiplayer?
Yeah.
So I honestly, I probably won't play the multiplayer for Last of Us Part 2 unless it's something extraordinary.
Yeah. Well, for me as well, it did feel very, very similar to Uncharted's multiplayer.
Yeah, I felt the same about that though. I felt it was tacked on, wasn't needed.
Yeah, I mean, it did well, I guess, but it wasn't necessary.
Yeah, when you have games that specialise in multiplayer and that is their entire thing, it feels less fun when you're playing ones that don't specialise in multiplayer and story is their thing. One of the things I dislike is how every game tries to do both nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, especially if it's a first-person shooter, that kind of thing.
Oh, if it's a first-person shooter now, it's gonna have multiplayer, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
The only game that sticks in my head that didn't do multiplayer is the most recent Wolfenstein game.
Yeah.
That was a first-person shooter. Loved every minute of it. Just a story. That's it. And that was one of those games where it was like, where's my game gone? You know, I need more. So, good game.
Is anything with regards to Wolfenstein going to be happening at E3?
There are rumours that they are working on another one.
Okay.
But if you've played Wolfenstein, you would kind of doubt it. It's doubtful because of how the game ends. But hey, if it's more Wolfenstein and it's done by the same guys, then I'm all for it.
All right, we'll see, won't we? We'll see.
Any more for you? I've got some.
I have a major list, I'm afraid.
No,
You played Middle Earth, right? You played Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor.
I didn't. I wanted to play it. I've played like all of the PS2 Lord of the Rings games. You know,
Okay.
I really wanted to play the game, but
Mm-hmm.
I can remember at the time there were so many games out,
Yeah.
and you know, it was in the middle of my list, and I just never got around to it.
Fair enough. It was a very fun game. Not as regards to story or anything like that, not really,
Right.
but the combat was one
Gameplay.
of the most fluid that I've experienced. The gameplay was, it was great fun. You could be stealthy. You normally end up doing a mixture of stealth and combat.
Did you end up feeling like the ultimate badass in that game?
Yeah, the combat, you've played Batman, haven't you? You've played all the Batman
Yeah. Oh,
games.
yeah, Arkham games.
The
Yeah.
combat is very similar to how it happens in Batman. You have your counters, you got your combos against all of the enemies in the same kind of way. And you have your abilities, your special abilities that you can only trigger when you get certain combos and things like that, and ends up very fluid.
Oh,
Kind of
cool.
like Batman. It feels the same when I'm playing the combat between the two games, put it that way.
Well, didn't that game have like? Well, they said it was going to be revolutionary at the time, and it did look really good. Again, not bashing on it. The Nemesis system.
I honestly didn't really care for the Nemesis system.
Oh, okay.
It was decent. It did add some to the game, but I was going through them so quick that it didn't really matter. It's not like I got an arch nemesis or anything like that, because if I died to someone, I would kill him the next time.
Right.
So, it did add a little bit, because I was kind of like, well, you're not getting any stronger, I'm going to kill you now.
Yeah. Quickly explain it to me. How did it work?
Well, you've got a certain number of captains, orc captains in the game. I can't remember
Right.
if they're called captains or something else, but you have the orc leaders, and when you kill one, someone will replace them eventually.
Right.
And if you die to one of the orc captains, they will get stronger and possibly get new abilities, new perks, that kind of thing.
See.
So if you
how
keep
does the
dying to
game-
the same one, the theory is you develop this kind of nemesis, and they keep getting stronger and stronger and harder to kill until you come up with a way to take them down.
Right. Oh, so there'll be specific ways to take down specific captains.
Yeah, they each have weaknesses that you can kind of gather intel on a captain's weaknesses by interrogating the lesser orcs,
I see.
which can be quite interesting, but I ended up just, after the start of the game, I used it once or twice. And after
And
that,
just
I
leave
would
it
just go
on.
and kill the captain. Like, I didn't need to know if he was scared of Caragors and would run off or die if you released one. I didn't need to know if he was weak to fire. I'd just walk up and backstab him, and if stealth didn't work...
Oh, well, okay. The backstab works every time.
No, it doesn't. Some of them are immune to stealth, but if the backstab didn't work, I'd then just kill him with normal combat.
Right, okay.
Basically, the game isn't hard enough to mean that I had to do that.
So you're saying that it should have been harder?
Or have difficulty levels. Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of the opposite with my games. Like, I'm like, why can't this game be easier? But, you know, fair enough.
I enjoy that part of games. I enjoy
Yeah, I know.
having to figure ways around things. So I am looking forward to being able to control the orcs in this one, though, because apparently you can build up your own army to try and take on the Dark Lord.
Oh, you actually fight Sauron?
I'm not sure.
Oh,
I'm not sure who the main bad guy is, but you're building up an army in his own territories. I believe you're the same character.
Cool. So, what I was going to ask, you said if you died to these orcs that they would become stronger. How does the game work you dying into that? So, like, how do you come back, essentially?
You just come back at the last kind of tower that you activated. Your checkpoints are these towers that you activate, these elven watchtowers.
Right.
And when you die,
So are
just
you
go
kind
back.
of immortal in a way?
Yeah, it's something to do with you being possessed by the spirit of an old elf, a really powerful old elf. And
is that where you get your powers from?
Yeah, you get certain powers from him, like the ability to slow down time when you're shooting arrows, and the ability to draw the life force out of orcs and things like that. You can do things like you can ride trolls, etc. And you can do that through mind control powers that the elf gives you.
Oh, yeah, cool. I mean, it's a game that I've always, thought it's on the list. I'll come back to it.
It's a really fun game. I would recommend it. It gets a bit samey after a while, to be honest. When I got to the second area, I was kind of, this is all the same.
Oh, right, okay.
It was, yeah. It's split into 2 areas. I played through the first area. It was really fun. Second area, it started getting a bit, it started dragging, to be honest.
Does it bring it back at all, or were you just like happy to finish it by the end?
Yeah, by the end, I was just happy to finish it because there's only so many strongholds you can take over.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of like Assassin's Creed. When you're trying to complete the entire map, there's only so many different areas you can take over before you're like, well, I'm just doing the same thing over and over again.
There's only so many ways to kill a dude.
Yeah. I can only stab orcs in the back so many times.
Right. Well, 2 games, again, dropping bombs. 2 games that I'm just straight up not looking forward to, but they're on the list for E3 games. Battlefront 2 and Destiny 2, so it's the 2s. And the reason that I'm not looking forward to either is the same for both games. The first one was garbage, and I'm sorry if you like Destiny or Battlefront, but in my opinion, the games were bad games. And again, both for the same reason. They failed for the exact same reason. There's no story in a game that's designed to have a story. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't exist.
I don't think that's why Battlefront failed, to be perfectly honest.
Well,
Destiny, yes. Destiny failed to deliver on what it was going to.
Yeah, exactly. But I felt completely misadvertised with Destiny, to be honest. But
yeah, Destiny was a kind of No Man's Sky light.
Yeah,
it advertised something that it wasn't. Well,
yeah. To be fair, yeah. I mean, Destiny. It was kind of this game where you bought it now, but the real game comes in the DLC, and I'm just like, nah, sorry.
Yeah, they took too much out, and there were several obvious cash grabs in it, which kind of put me off, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, playing through the original Destiny, one of the areas that I was like, whoa, what's going on here, is there was a part of the map on Earth where if you got to it, like the end of the map, it was walled off.
Yeah.
But when you went to a new area, the name of the area used to change at the bottom left of the screen.
Yeah.
You got to this area and the place name changed, but you couldn't access it, and it's like they've walled this place off. Is this for DLC? What
And did it end up being for DLC?
Well, I assume so. I didn't get the DLC, so I mean.
Okay.
Well, I think Battlefront's issue as well is it didn't have enough content in the game. It was like, ooh, it's Star Wars. Ooh, it's online. That's it.
They ended up not having space battles in it as well, didn't they?
Exactly. Yeah. No space battles. No story. Which in a Star Wars game, what are you thinking? No story. But okay.
Did they implement it as DLC, the space battles?
Again, I thought they might have. I think they rolled out free DLC, which is kind of good, but
yeah. Well, hopefully they realised they'd kind of made their audience a bit disgruntled, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. The feeling I got playing the game, it was just like, this is Battlefield, well, Star Wars theme. It's like a skin.
Basically, yeah, I kind of agree with you there.
So, 2 games I'm not looking forward to. I won't be picking either of them up. If you are, good for you, but not for me.
They can turn it around for Battlefield 2. I'm not going to get excited about it, but
I mean, from what they've shown, Battlefront 2 will have a story this time around.
Yeah.
So who am I to say that's not going to be a good game? It could be game of the year, but
they might do. They might improve on it. Destiny 2, as long as they market it as what Destiny has actually become, with all the raids, etc.
It's almost an insult. Like, the Battlefront 2 looks promising. I'm not going to get it because of the first one, but I'll give it to the game. It looks promising. Destiny 2's marketing is like a big slap in the face, because it's like, yo, forget everything about the first game. Destiny 2, bro. Yeah, everything's blowing up. Yeah, no.
So it's gone completely action, in other words.
Well, yeah, in a sense, the build up of like the ghosts and the world and everything out the window. This has become a goofy meme of a game now. In my opinion, it's not for me.
Yeah, Kind of.
It's like,
Yeah.
yo, dude, let's do this raid and get this sick loot. Yeah. No. Sorry. Nothing.
Okay. Any other games that you're...
A game that is on my radar, and I'm pretty sure I'll be on yours too, is Kojima's work in progress, Death Stranding.
Stranding. That game is a mystery.
It is.
A complete mystery. Ever since seeing the first trailer, it was a good trailer. And Kojima put on a hell of a performance walking down the stairs like that, where they lit up. But I'm no idea what to make of that. I've no idea what kind of game it's going to be. I assume it will be a good game because Kojima.
Because Kojima, yeah.
Because Kojima, and hopefully his creative talent this time isn't stifled like it was on the other games that he's made. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it looks futuristic. It looks weird, but in a good way.
Yeah.
I'm
It's interesting. That would be my keyword.
Yes, it does look interesting.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
And mysterious. Who knows? I don't know what's going on with the baby. The baby in the little pod.
They've got quite a star-studded cast as well, haven't they? They've got the Norman Reedus in there.
Yeah. They have...
Is it Niles? The Swedish guy? I've just butchered that. But, yeah.
You did indeed.
He's in James Bond, alright?
He's in James Bond. He's in Hannibal. The series, I think he's Hannibal. He is an incredibly good villain. One of the best villain actors that I know. He will be great. If they let him go ahead with his acting and they get the face capture right.
It looks like they have. Just from the trailers, it looks like that.
That was creepy. Where he goes down the tunnel. The tentacle. He looked like he was controlling the soldiers with those tentacle things.
I think he was.
But that's probably a discussion for something else that would take a very long time to go into.
I can definitely see elements of Metal Gear seeping into the game.
Oh, definitely.
Well.
You can feel it.
Yeah, but it does look like a good, new IP.
Yeah.
I'm
excited to see that. Very excited to see that.
Any thoughts on the new Far Cry?
I've honestly, after playing Far Cry 2, Far Cry 3, and Primeval, it's hopefully not just going to be one of the same, because they don't change much of the formula each time.
Yeah.
And it does honestly start getting a bit bland. I do like the location. The location looks pretty interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't played a Far Cry game, and I'll just say it now, I'm not Ubisoft's biggest fan.
I'm not a fan of Ubisoft. I don't think anyone's a fan of Ubisoft.
Well, not at the moment anyway, but the games seem a bit like, safe. I'd say they're safe.
They use the same formula every time.
Yeah,
indeed.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm going to say. They use the same formula. People like sandbox games. No, they don't. Oh dear. But hey, it could be really good. To be fair, my favourite Ubisoft game is Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell?
Yeah. I mean, I want a new Splinter Cell game. That's on my A3 wish list. I want a new Splinter Cell game.
You never know, you might get surprised, but I doubt it with them releasing Far Cry.
Yeah. No, what you want is Far Cry 5 and Assassin's Creed 50. It's like...
Yeah, Assassin's Creed and Far Cry have gone down the drain for me, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, some people are going to enjoy them, and I mean,
they are enjoyable games.
Fix it, I guess.
If you've not played them before, you would really enjoy that game. Like, it's a good game. It's just they're all the same game.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I'm not excited about it. I might get around to playing it at some point if it's enjoyable, but
you're the stealth expert. You should love Splinter Cell.
I've never played a Splinter Cell, actually.
Oh. I used to love the PS2 games, and then for me, the most recent one was really good, Blacklist. I mean, I really enjoyed that game, so I want to see a new Splinter Cell, personally.
I might have to pick up Blacklist at some point. What was it on?
It is good. You what, sorry?
What platform is it on?
I got it on the PS3.
Okay.
But it was really good. It was kind of towards the end of the PS3's lifespan, like literally months before the PS4 came out.
Okay.
But the game is good.
I'll think about
Okay.
it. I'll think about checking it
I
out.
enjoyed it.
I-
You can
I
go
do
through
like
your
that.
co-op as well.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's that element. Oh, so E3. There's a Call of Duty game coming out, boy.
I don't know why you get so excited about Call of Duty.
Everything I've just said about another Far Cry game, another Assassin's Creed game, and I'm getting hyped about Call of Duty.
I don't get your mentality on that.
It gets me every year though, because it's like, oh man, the hype. It's like Call of Duty's back. Oh yeah, this is what you're gonna get. Oh yeah, can't wait to play. But
It's the same formula every year, but you love that formula so much,
yes,
you don't care.
I don't. Right, I'm just being real with everyone for a second. Why? I know this is like the 13th or 14th game in the series. I know people are getting tired of it. Coming out every year. I know people are even tired about the futuristic setting. That's why they've gone back to World War II. But I don't understand why it gets such a hard time. It's not a bad game. None of the Call of Duty games have been bad games. But yet everybody seems to be like hating on Call of Duty, like, oh, another COD, oh, it sucks, worst game ever. But let's just think about it a sec. The campaign in every single Call of Duty game has been good. There's not been a bad campaign. The setting, debatable, but not the actual story. It's always been good. It's like an action-packed Michael Bay experience, but it's good. They've always been good. The multiplayer, best first-person shooter game. Keep your Overwatch. I said it. Keep.
Did you just insult Overwatch?
Every other first-person shooter game for me.
Did you just insult
doesn't come
Overwatch
close.
on
Doesn't come
the
close.
internet?
Oh God.
Did you just commit internet suicide?
I might have.
I love Overwatch. Overwatch is one of my favourite
I'm not saying
SPFs.
it's a bad game, but for me, Call of Duty's multiplayer, year in, year out, it has followed a formula, but it's been a good formula, and I am quite scared with the World War II game coming out. They say that for the multiplayer experience, they're changing it up a bit. You're not going to have custom classes as they were classically, set up.
So it's going to be Battlefield style, support, assault.
I don't want it to be like that, because for me, Call of Duty, the formula of Call of Duty is why I like it.
Yeah.
It's addicting to unlock. It is addicting to play because it's like you unlock new things. Bang, get on my class. I set it up how I like it. I know what I like, attachments, perks, whatever.
Yeah.
And for me, that's, that is a don't fix it kind of scenario. But I don't know, some people just, got tired of it, I guess, don't want to play it. I personally still like the franchise, despite the fact that we've had 3 futuristic games in a row now. It's going back to World War II. It's at least it's interesting.
We'll see.
But we'll see, yeah. I mean, there's always zombies. That's the third mode of the game.
And that's what's carried the game for a very long time now.
Yeah. It is. It's strange that a concept that was supposed to be like an add-on to the campaign of World at War has become literally the thing that is keeping the game popular.
Pretty much. It will continue to sell. They will release it this year, next year, and it will continue to sell as well as it has.
I'll be the first to defend Call of Duty. I don't care what people say.
Yeah, I'm not going to join you there. You can defend it. I'll leave you.
I'm in Camp COD.
I will say something. Overwatch is much better than Call of Duty.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But in my defence, where's Overwatch's campaign mode?
It doesn't need a campaign because it specialises in multiplayer.
Okay. Yeah.
And that multiplayer is so good, it doesn't matter.
In microtransactions.
It doesn't have microtransactions.
No, COD does now. No, sad.
What?
Sad time. Sad times.
What?
Yep, you heard it. Call of Duty does. It does have microtransactions.
In the last game or in this one?
In the last 3.
Oh my god.
I know. They make a lot of money off it, actually.
What do you buy?
it's basically like it's like a slot machine. Like you basically put money on or earn points, and then you buy crates, like what they call them, supply drops, and you buy a supply drop and it opens and you get like a chance at getting a new weapon, or you get like a skin or a camo, something like that.
So you don't unlock new weapons by levels?
Yes, you do. You unlock everything not as you always have done, but any new content that they bring into the game gets like kind of locked away in this slot machine thing where you have to pump money into it. It is a bad system, and I think
Is there no way to get them apart from that slot machine?
yeah. You can earn this stuff, but people are still going to spend money on it.
Yeah.
So it is kind of a bad system. And I mean, people are saying, "Oh, it's the futuristic setting that's going to kill Call of Duty." You know, no, it's not. If anything, it's going to be microtransactions that kill the game.
Any game with microtransactions instantly lowers my expectations.
Well, yeah,
it puts
because
me off.
For the future of the game, it puts it in doubt because, I mean, at the minute they're following the formula of story, multiplayer, and then zombies, which is great. But in the future, could we see a Call of Duty that's only online and that just you pump money into microtransactions and that's it?
Very possibly.
At that point, I will stop playing and I will stop defending the game. If Call of Duty just turns into COD Online with microtransactions, I'm done.
It will happen at some point. It's inevitable. I'm telling you.
Well, I don't want that to happen. Cool.
I'm looking forward to Final Fantasy VII. They're doing a remake of that.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if you've heard.
I haven't.
You have? You've never played one of the Final Fantasies, though, have you?
No, because I don't really like them.
You need to improve your taste in games, man.
So it seems.
One of my favourite games, Final Fantasy VII. I do, in fact, prefer Final Fantasy IX. Final Fantasy IX is probably my favourite. But Final Fantasy VII was the first one I played, and it is one of my favourite games. And I'm scared. I am scared for the remake. Because companies are very good at messing up remakes.
Oh.
Square Enix, I don't trust anymore to make it as good as it was once. And I don't want them to ruin my nostalgia of the game through the remake. I will play it, and I will hope.
Yeah, they're the same concerns I'm having with the Crash Bandicoot remaster.
Yeah, it's the same problem.
Oh, yeah.
But all I can do is keep my fingers crossed and hope. I hope maybe we see some more gameplay of Final Fantasy VII. We'll see. Again. But I don't have my hopes up. Right. I was hype as can fucking be when they originally announced the remake. I've grown a lot more skeptical.
Not so much now.
Yeah. It's not because I've got any evidence that it won't be good.
Yeah.
It's just 'cause I'm a bit more cynical. Over the years, that is the problem. That they were thinking of releasing it in an episodic format, which I almost threw up when I heard. That is not a good idea.
That to me, if your game is not a Telltale game, that for me is a big no-no.
Yeah, that was just as soon as I heard that.
The new Hitman game failed because of that.
It is a terrible idea, and hopefully they've rethought it. I've not heard anything of it for a while. So hopefully they come out and announce that they're not doing it in an episodic format, and here is the gameplay, and the gameplay is awesome.
Well, it stands every chance. But yeah,
it stands every chance, but it's more likely that the game's probably not going to be that good.
Oh, well, I've already committed internet suicide today by saying that Final Fantasy's trash. Overwatch sucks. Oh no!
You just did it again. You didn't say they were trash before. You just made it much worse for yourself.
No. I don't believe that. that was a bit.
Oh no! Don't mean it. No.
Oh, this is not going well.
I have fairly similar thoughts for Kingdom Hearts 3 as well. I hope that one
you play Kingdom
doesn't
Hearts?
go through the same thing. Yeah, I've played the first one and the second one. not the ones on different consoles and whatnot.
Like the 3.7.5 ones.
Yeah, I've not played
All right.
the others,
Right.
but I am hoping that one's quite good.
Cool.
And doesn't go through classic remake syndrome. It's not a remake, but with the amount of times it's been delayed, things like that, I'm not sure I'm that optimistic about how it's going.
Right.
It has been delayed many, many, many times.
Cool.
Yeah.
Game that I saw that today even that I just didn't even know was coming out. It's not been advertised very well, if at all, and it's in a series really that should command at least some attention, and it's Uncharted Lost Legacy.
I didn't even know about that, to be perfect.
Yeah, you brought it to my attention. Like, oh yeah, did you know there's a new Uncharted game? I'm like, wait, Uncharted 4?
Yeah,
What?
I didn't know.
New game?
I don't know why no one knows. I don't know why it's not more about the place.
I've not seen it anywhere. Not even like reported from game sites. I must obviously not be looking, but I've not seen Uncharted Lost Legacy anywhere. And I mean, when I actually went onto the website to find out why I haven't seen it anywhere, I kind of had my question answered.
But why is that?
Because the game follows two of the more forgettable side characters in Chloe and Nadine.
Well, if it doesn't follow Nathan Drake, it's going to see a drop.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, like, Nathan Drake is the dude. He's the man.
He is the franchise, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
He
But
is
I mean,
Uncharted.
like, Nadine and Chloe, like, they were literally around in the games for about... Like, Chloe was in, like, the second one for a bit, and Nadine was in 4 for a bit, so let's make a game? No, I don't know.
You never know. They may prove us wrong and be
No.
really great characters to play, but...
Might be better than Nathan Drake, who knows?
No,
But
no,
I've not
no,
seen
no,
it
no,
anyway.
no, that will not be better than Nathan Drake. It's not possible. But they can try.
It is. But, like, it's weird. It's weird that they're even following up anything to do with Uncharted. I thought it was case closed with Uncharted 4. I thought that was the series done. But
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm as surprised as you are that they're thinking about doing a new one.
it seems strange. But hey ho.
They are good games. And Naughty Dog is a good publisher, so we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I know it's going to be a big year for Nintendo with the Switch and everything that's happening. They're going to be pushing like games for that like crazy. Like, I don't know what's coming out on that next, but
Yeah.
it does feel like this is going to be Nintendo's year. But for me, there's Microsoft to also take into consideration. They've got this Xbox Scorpio coming out. I don't know how much you know about it, but they've claimed that it's going to be like the world's most powerful console. Put your PS4 Pro away. That's garbage compared to this. This is going to be the big thing,
I mean, if
But
you release a new console a couple of years after an older one has been released, it will be the world's most powerful console
That's true.
until the next one is released. That doesn't make it the world's best console.
No,
Exclusives make a console. Let's be perfectly honest. A PC, you can have much better specifications with relative ease. So it's the exclusives that make a console, and you can see with things like Sony, they are getting more of those exclusives. They are building their brands.
From the list that we've just reeled off, there's a few Sony exclusive ones in there that look amazing.
Yeah. And Xbox, I think, instead of making a new console or something like that, should probably be focusing on
Games.
getting publishers to make them new IPs, new exclusives.
And they've promised all of this fancy tech. If they announce it at E3, yeah, people are going to react like, oh, hype for Xbox, they're going to bring it back. But then, if with all this powerful technology, they then say, yeah, the new Xbox Scorpio on sale at $999.
It will be the same price as the old consoles, as in it won't release for an extortionate amount. It will release for around what the PS4 released for when it was originally released, or around what the Xbox was released for. They know that's the threshold they can release it at. If they make it much more expensive, no one's going to buy it. If they make it cheaper, it's not going to have the hardware.
Yeah.
So
for me, PS4 has been a great console. I mean, Xbox One has been a flop in my opinion. I'm gonna say that because I play on PlayStation, but I don't think
I don't think it's been a
people would.
flop. It's just
I don't
not
think too many
working.
people would kill me. Want to kill me if I said that Xbox One's not been as great as it could have been.
It's not been as great as it could have been. No, they need to focus more on exclusives, as I say. But it's not been a flop either.
No, yeah. Okay.
But I will say I'm not interested in more Gears of War or more Halo. I want new IPs. I want new IPs and exclusives. Not
Fair enough.
not Halo number 27.
Well, Microsoft actually killed off some of their fresh IPs, didn't they?
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called actually now. The Dragon game.
Yeah.
They killed that off, didn't they? Which is a shame because I'm sure some people are looking forward to that.
Kind of the opposite of what they should be doing. Releasing a new console isn't going to do anything. They have no exclusives for it at the moment, I don't think.
No.
Maybe they'll unveil 15 or so at A3. Maybe. That's probably something that people should watch out for.
Yeah. For me, this is Microsoft's make or break year.
Yeah, they need to do something to make a difference because people are definitely losing faith. Not just in them, but in consoles in general. Because consoles run on exclusives, and we need more.
Yeah. Well, if they announced hey, here's a new Scorpio, and that's it, I think Microsoft they're done. But
yeah, if they release the Scorpio and they release a reel of new games that are going to be on there as well,
it stands a chance.
It does. It stands a very good chance. Sony might release a new console as well at the same time if they want to get their heads up on Xbox.
People have said this. People have been like, "Oh, PS5, no, it's not going to happen." It's just not going to happen. The PlayStation 4 Pro, like the upgraded version of the 4, which it only came out last year.
Yeah.
There's no way they're announcing a new console. It's just not going to happen.
I don't think they should.
No, I don't either. So, I mean, just stick with what they've got. Yeah, exactly. Make the jump happen in a few years' time, then bring out the PS5.
Yeah.
Don't rush to do it just because Xbox is doing it.
There's not going to be much of a difference with Scorpio.
No.
Compared to the PS4
it's going to be
Pro,
like a Pro. It's going to be like a Pro. It's just an upgraded version of the Xbox One, isn't it?
They can't go much further than that because the hardware hasn't evolved enough for them to do that.
Yeah.
Difference between the PS3 and the PS4 was massive, and the same for the PS2 and PS3.
I agree.
Scorpio, there's no way for them to make that large of a difference without having the price hiked massively up.
Yeah. I don't want them to go further with this either. So I don't want consoles to become PCs. I like my consoles separate from PCs because PC feels like you build your rig, it's set up the way you want it, that's good. Consoles, it's more like, oh, it's a PC in a box. I've got my console, bang, it's on, in my living room or something. I'm just chilling on the settee with it. You can't do that with a PC. So I like them separate. I like to keep them separate, and I don't want it to become this, the new Microsoft Scorpio 3.0. No, that's not what a console should be. It should be like Nintendo's doing it, like Wii, Switch, you know what I mean? Like, bring out these separate things years in advance, with years separating them, so there is a jump in the technology. Don't just bring out hardware upgrades on top of upgrades.
Yeah, it kind of defeats the point of a console. A console, you plug it in, it plays every game. It plays every game smoothly.
Exactly. So, and that's what you want with a console.
Yeah.
PC, it's kind of PC's like a DIY, do-it-yourself kind of setup and loads of people like it that way. And I play on console, but I mean, I want to keep a console at the end of the day. Yeah. I don't want it to turn into this setup where you've got to buy the latest hardware for the console that you've already got. It's like, no,
Yeah. The advantages for console with being able to play any game without even looking at your specs, whether it's on a computer, if you don't have a high-end gaming rig, you run a risk every time you buy a game of not being able to play it or not being able to play it at a good FPS. Console, you don't have to think about that, which makes it a lot better in some situations, like if someone can't afford a high-end PC.
Yeah.
The console is a much better choice.
And yeah, I do think PC gaming in general is becoming more and more popular, but I don't think for a second that consoles are done or they're dying. I think consoles are fine as they are. Just keep it that way. Don't get crazy with this idea of upgrading your hardware. It's not going to work.
Yeah, consoles need to focus on their strengths instead of trying to become what they aren't. So focus on exclusives, focus on being a fun little gaming machine. You can't compete against the hardware of the PC, so don't try to.
You can't compete because PC hardware's changing every day.
Yeah, you can constantly upgrade the PC.
Exactly.
You can constantly customize it to whatever you want.
Exactly. So I mean, don't try and compete with the PC market at all. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, treat it as a separate market. Keep them separate and work to your strengths.
Exactly. Right. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's E3 for me.
Yeah, I don't have much else to say on it either. We just get to watch it now, sit back and relax. Popcorn and Coke, a bit of pizza. Yeah.
Well, not for us in the UK because I mean it's like middle of the night, isn't it?
I'll probably stay up for some of it, to be honest.
Right.
I'm the type of person to do that, so.
Cool. Well, thanks for tuning in then to our first podcast on TryRolling.
Yeah, I know we went on for a while, but we hoped you enjoyed it. If you want us to do anything differently, you can let us know by visiting the website, TryRolling.com.
Yes, and we're on Facebook and Twitter as well at TryRolling, so just find us on there too.
Yeah, and thanks for listening.